This
Ellen Maria,
conference will
kindly.
now be recorded.
Bible reading. Today's Bible reading is taken from the book of Psalms, chapter 91. If you make the Lord your refuge, if you make the Most High your shelter, no evil will conquer you, no plague will come near your home. For he will order his angel to protect you wherever you go. This is the word of the Lord, and thanks be to God.
Special prayer. Dear God, let your peace rule in the hearts of teachers, the administration, parents, students of this college. May we live peacefully with one another and be holy. Everlasting Father, thank you for the great plans that you have for our future. Please help us to work in the path that you have set for us. Lord, help us always remember that our future is in your hands. I also pray for all the other believers in this college. Help them to stand firm in the faith and continue putting you first always. Help all of us to trust in you with all of our heart and to not lean on our own understanding. Establish our studies and the works of our hands. May love and faithfulness never leave us, that we may win favor in your sight, the sight of our teachers, the sight of all the other non working staffs, and the fellow students. In Jesus' name, I believe and pray. Amen.
Now I welcome our Reshma from 3rd year CSE for a welcome address.
Happy day to one and all present here. I hope all are safe and healthy. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for this amazing webinar on WordPress web development for beginners. First, with a great pleasure, I now welcome our eminent guest speaker, Mr. R. Sudhakaran, who experienced as a webmaster with a demonstrated history of working in computer and network security industry. Also, he was skilled in CMS development and search engine optimization. Now, he is currently working as a freelancer and helping SMEs to enhance their business through digitalization. He is here to share us with a great knowledge on WordPress and web development. Welcome you, sir, and my pleasant welcome to our principal, Dr. Sujata Anand ma'am, for a great support in arranging this webinar. And my hearty welcome to our HOD ma'am, Dr. G. Bhuvaneshwari ma'am, who is the convener of this webinar. Welcome, ma'am, and my cheerful welcome to the coordinators of this webinar, Mrs. Rama ma'am and Ms. Geeta Rani ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am. And last but not least, I extend my warm welcome to all the faculty and my dear friends for your presence in this virtual platform in the mid of this pandemic. Once again, I welcome you all. Now let us all hear for the most awaited session. My kind request to all the attendees, if you have any queries, you will be given a chance at the end of the session. So please keep your mic mute. Sir, the virtual platform is yours.
Sudhakar, are you ready, Pa?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. Am I audible?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Share your screen, Pa.
Thanks for the warm intro.
Okay.
Everyone able to see my screen, right?
Yes, it's visible, Pa.
Okay. First of all, thanks for everyone to attend this session. Who's coming to attend this session? So in this session, I'm going to explain about WordPress web development. Usually, web development will take lots of time, right? To develop a fully functional website with a responsive functionalities, it will take at least 2 to 3 weeks, and you may need 2 to 3 developers to work on website for with an knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, PHP, like at least minimum of 4 to 5 programming language combinations. So to make easy this development process, nowadays everyone using a CMS development, which is a content management system. One of the content management system is a WordPress. So In this session, I'm going to cover these topics. What is WordPress and difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org, how to install WordPress, how to publish content, difference between themes and plugins, and optimizing and maintaining the WordPress site after it launched. So in this session, we are going to build a complete website within an 1 hour. Yes, that's possible. Usually, if you develop it from scratch and if you're going for a customized development with HTML and CSS, it will take weeks or even months. But with WordPress, we can develop a complete site within 1 or 2 days. So first of all, what is WordPress? As I say, WordPress is an content management system, which is it's an open source project. But first, it was introduced in 2003, and initially it was for an blogging site. It's primarily launched as a blogging site for non-technical students or researchers who need to publish their work on internet. So without any technical knowledge, they can publish their works, or they can write blogs in the internet. But latterly it has evolved and got lots of update. Now we can build an entire e-commerce site like an Amazon, or you can build an e-course site like Udemy, or anything is possible with this WordPress site nowadays. So it's basically built on a PHP core PHP development. You don't have to know PHP language for handling this platform, but for a basic static site, you don't have to know about any codes, HTML or CSS. You don't have to work on that thing. It's just a software. We're going to install it in a server. It's based on, in a cloud server, and we're going to access it through our web browsers. So as I said, content management systems are created for non-technical people initially, but nowadays everyone is using. Like WordPress is not the only content management system. We have Drupal, Magento, Joomla, and Spaceway. There is a lot of CMS are developing today, and it's in a market too. Drupal and Magento are very famous for handling large content sites. Like if website contains hundreds and 200 pages, more than that, we usually go for an Drupal or Magento. And Magento is basically for an e-commerce site like Flipkart and Amazon. So before installing a WordPress or going into the what is how to build a website, we need to understand the difference between web hosting and a domain name. Usually, a lot of people, non-technical people, get confused with the WordPress and domain. So for an website is like an website is an content, right? It's just an file contains a text or image or any multimedia files. So for that thing, you need a space to store that content, right? So if you imagine the website as a home, means it need a land to build, right? That land space is called a web hosting. So usually a website will store in a web space, which is called as a web hosting, and the domain name is like an address for the home. You may have a street address and the numbers like that. The domain name is an address for that particular website. Like for Google, it's a google.com. For Amazon, it's amazon.com or amazon.in. So that's the difference between web hosting and a domain name. In a WordPress, there is a two WordPress sites, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Today we are going to see about WordPress.org, because that's the software we are talking about. That's a CMS. WordPress.com is just an another hosting provider. Like as I said, you need a hosting space to put your website, or you need a domain name to uh, showcase your website, right? So WordPress.com is just another hosting provider like GoDaddy or HostGator or DigitalOcean, something like that. So we are not going to see about WordPress.com. We're here to see about WordPress.org. So don't get confused with that. So installing a WordPress, what are the requirements for WordPress? As I said, it's a cloud-based software, right? We are going to install it in a server and we're going to run it. These are the pre-requirements for that WordPress software to run on a server. PHP version 7.4 or greater. Usually it's run on 7.1 itself, but 7.4 is greater, as well as MySQL version 5.6. You don't have to worry about these requirements and also. Anyway, you're going to rent a space in hosting companies, and you're going to run WordPress on their server. So you don't have to worry about these requirements or specifications for now. So instead of going to the PPT, let me show you directly how to install the WordPress and how to run this. So at the end of the session, we can build entire site looking like this one within an 1 hour. Yes, that's possible. Usually, if you go with a custom development like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, usually it will take at least 2 weeks, as I said before. But with WordPress, we can do it in 20 to 30 minutes. So to build a website, we need an hosting as well as domain name, right? So I'm going to purchase a domain name and hosting from one of the hosting providers called Inos. I'm choosing Inos because I'm familiar with this one as well. The rates are pretty cheap. You can buy a 1 year hosting and 1 year domain name for an $1. That comes around 75 or something. So even if you want to try this on your hands, you can just buy one hosting and WordPress hosting and a domain name for $1. It's very cheap compared to other hosting providers like GoDaddy or Namecheap or any other hosting providers that you may know. So I'm in the inos.com for purchasing this one. You have to select domain name. It's the address of your website, what your website is going to be called, like amazon.com or flipkart.com, whatever the web address you need to know. I'm just picking something called Amora.com. First, we have to check that domain is available or not, because same domain name can be wanted by multiple persons, right? So if you need to check first the domain name is available for purchase or not. I'm checking this domain and it's available. So I'm adding, I already added into my cart. I'm just clicking continue again. So yeah, for total $1, I can purchase one WP business hosting and an domain address. Don't get confused with this. What is WP business and all? It's just a package name. Different hosting providers will have a different name for this one. So don't get confused. It's just an hosting with a name. That's it. So continue to order. If you click continue to order, it'll get purchased. You have to pay through cards or PayPal, whatever the payment system that you prefer. But I'm not going to buy this one because I already purchased one. I have already a domain name and a hosting in my uh, account. So I'm going to use that one to explain. So this is how the site looks after you got purchased. This is the domain names will be stored in, can be seen under this menu, and the hosting will be seen under this menu. So you can, this UI will differ for each hosting providers. If you're uh, comfortable with GoDaddy or a Namecheap, you can go with that one. This process is simple. It doesn't have any technical things to cover on different hosting providers. So as I said, I already have a hosting name and a domain name. We have to connect each things, and we have to install WordPress, right? But it will take at least minimum of 20 to maximum of 3 to 4 hours to install a WordPress. depends on the size and quality of your hosting. So this thing will usually take 20 minutes, but I already installed it before this session starts, so that I don't have to waste time on just seeing the loading screen. But I have a screenshot to show you how exactly that looks. This is how it looks if I click on the website. If I click on this menu, website and stores, after purchasing the domain name and posting, the screen won't be visible. Actually, it will looks like this one. You have to title your website. So I gave it as an Outflick because I purchased a domain called outflick.com. So I gave it as an Outflick. After that, you need to give your administrator login. So to develop a website, you need a backend, right? Website have both screens, right? Front end, who usually the visitors or other people's users can see, as well as the admin who used to edit the website and who needs to change the content or images or whatever the things in the website. For that one, we need to create an account. That's administrator login. You can give your email IDs or just a username and password. So this interface language it contains multiple languages. Like if your client or if your company is based on some other countries in Europe, if they need it in French or Spanish, you can select. You have to select the interface language from here. I just selected English. So after creating an account, it will INOS is providing two kind of WordPress installments. One is a managed WordPress and another one is a WordPress. So managed WordPress is nothing, but you don't have to do anything. The hosting provider will install the WordPress and they will manage your website. Like after the publication of a website, you need to update the software or plugins or anything. They will take care of that. So we don't need to go for a managed WordPress, but we are the developers, so we should take care of that thing. So I clicked on WordPress. Just install WordPress. After selecting the WordPress, you may have multiple domains, and each simple one person can purchase multiple domain names. So I just have outflick.com and another one starts with some hexadecimals. So you have to assign the domain name for that particular website. Here I selected Outflick and clicked on assign domain. So after creating an account and selecting the domain name, it will take minimum of 10 minutes. INOS will take 10 minutes because it's their service is pretty good and their hostings are the quality one that I ever came across. You can GoDaddy is a famous one, but I don't prefer going with GoDaddy because their servers are slow compared to this INOS. So it will in an GoDaddy it will at least take an 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours to install a WordPress. Here it will just take 10 minutes. So yeah, after 20 minutes you can see this screen. You're able to see this screen where your website is installed. So I'm going to take a look at it. So yeah, our website is live. This is how the initial screen of your website will look. Just a hello world. It's just a dummy content. We can change it. That's what we are going to do now. So this is a front end. As I said, this one can be seen by anyone in the internet using this outflick.com screen or outflick.com name or a link. So now we need to access the admin panel right from the back end so that we can edit the site and publish our own content. For that one, usually the link is your domain name /wp-admin. This thing will get you to the login screen. So if you remember, while installing a WordPress, I asked you to give an administrator username or an email ID and password. So you have to use that credentials to log in as an admin. I'm logging in now. So this is the first time I'm logging in from the backend. So for the first time, you have to set up few things. For the so it's asking me if I can set up the those basic settings, or uh, I need a help from an INOS supporters or something like that. I'm going to click no thanks, I'm an expert. So as you can see, this is the backend of the website. Backend of the website outfreak.com that we just created. So you can see if I access outfreak.com, the website looks like this, but I'm going to change this website like this one in just 10 to 15 minutes. Before that, we have to understand the difference between post and pages. So everyone knows about web pages, right? It's a combination of text files and images, graphics, and other things. So post also a web page, but it's mostly for an blogging. It only contains a few text and images, where the web page can contain interactive elements like forms or calculating things like on, or you can payment portals, or you can purchase things from the web page. So usually the web page is the interacting one, and web post is a blogging thing. It's just information thing. Just you have to put some content and images. That's called post. So for this one, we have to publish a web page. I'm not going to entirely build a web page from a scratch. I'm going to import it uh, from another provider. So in a WordPress, you can there is a thing called theme. It's just like your mobile. Your mobile phones have different themes, right? Themes, right? So how it defines how your mobile going to uh, show, or how things are going to be visible for that. So for each website, they have different themes, right? Different colors, or uh, the way it looks. For that one, I'm going to install a free theme. WordPress contains lots of free themes, and also have lots of paid themes. Most of the themes are general purpose. You can use it for any kind of website. But if you're going for an e-commerce sites, or an you're going to provide courses through your website, you have to find something specific for that kind of requirement. So here we are going to just build a business website where we have to show some contents and images. So I'm going for a general purpose theme. To add a theme, you have to click add new. So you can see there are a lot of free themes available, but my favorite one is an Astra, ASTRA, because compared to other themes, this one is simple as well as fastest theme that I ever worked before. As you know, we are building the site upon the software. Like first layer is a WordPress. Then after the WordPress, we are installing a theme. After the theme, we are building a website. So this thing can be uh, can slow down your website if you're not optimizing things, or you're not carefully choosing your themes and plugins that you're using in your website. So for the speed purpose, you have to do some research before using any theme or any plugins. I'm going with Astra because I have experience on working with Astra themes. Now I installed an Astra theme, so let's take a look at our website. I'm just refreshing it. As you can see, it changed the look, how it looks, because I installed a different theme, but still we didn't get any useful content like this one. For that one, I'm going to apply template. Template is nothing but a pre-developed pages. Like lots of developer will they already created a few templates, few pages, and you can just import it from inside of WordPress, so that you don't have to create the page from scratch. So for after installing Astra theme, we have to choose a builder. Builder is nothing but a tool uh, that used to design a website, to place a content and for the placement purpose, and to add images. You need a tool, right? As we've seen in uh, difference between web hosting and domain name. If that's a house, we need a tool to build that house, right? So page builders are those tools we are going to use. There are multiple tools with different features and different uh, kind of development process. Here I'm going to use Elementor because this one is very easy compared to other things, because it's just a drag and drop. I'm going to install Elementor, so I choose this one, and after selecting an Elementor, you can see free templates that I can install. The one with the agency, these are usually paid. You have to subscribe to the theme, so that you can get support from the theme developer as well. You can have millions of templates to import and use it inside your WordPress site. For now, I'm not going to use any paid themes or templates. So I'm going for a free one. I'm selecting this one, online programming course. Page templates. You can see this single website contains 4 pages. I'm going to import complete site, all the 4 pages to our site. This one is like an survey. You can skip this one. You don't have to do anything. So I'm skipping that one and importing the site. As you can see, still our website is looking like this one. Template is I'm importing the template from other server to our server where we hosted our WordPress. So in the meantime, we can I'll show you how to run the WordPress in your local system. If you're not willing to pay for the demo site, or if you don't want to spend money for purchasing a WordPress hosting or domain name, you're just going to learn, or you're just going to play with the site for a few times, means you can install the WordPress on your local system itself. There is a tool called Bitnami. So this tool is providing all kind of CMS and other tools that you can install in your own system. This will virtualize your system as a server and install the WordPress upon that visualized space. So now I need a WordPress. So I need to install it on my computer. For Windows, Mac users or Linux, all everyone can use this software. You can install it. Virtual machine is like creating another computer inside your computer. It's using a VMware or VirtualBox, a third-party tool to convert your system into another computer, and then virtualizing it as a server instead of paying for servers from other hosting providers. But now we are going to use local one, so I'm clicking on that one. You can just download this and install it like any other software that you use to install it in your system. There is no technical things involved in this, so I'm going to skip this step. I'll paste the link in the chat, so if anyone wants, you can copy this one and try it on your free time. So let's see. Yeah, the import is successful. So I imported all the 4 pages and into my own site. So let's see how our site looks. Still our site looks like this one. I'm just taking the refresh. We imported the entire site in just like 20 minutes, I guess. Not even 20 minutes, it's like 10 to 15 minutes maybe. So as you can see, the content and images are provided by the theme developer. So what if we need to edit this content? What if I need to change the content into the things that my own client want to, or if I'm building a site for my own purpose, like I'm providing a web Python course, or I'm uh, providing some products. So for that one, we need to edit the site, right? So as I already installed the Elementor plugin from the backend, I installed plugin as an page builder, but it is also called as a plugin. You can see a plugin space here on the back end of the website. So what is plugin? Plugin is like an pre-built software, like an patch for WordPress, where you can extend the functionalities of default WordPress functionalities with an just by installing a plugin. It's just like an app installing in your mobile phone. You have to add new, and you can install whatever the plugins you need. So same as an app center, it contains lot of plugins for different functionalities. So whatever the functionalities you need, you have to research before installing a plugin into your website, because plugins can make your website heavyweight. Like it will take lots of time to load. So do some research before installing a WordPress, like uh, check the ratings and how many installs, like that one. So I already installed the page builder. You can see here, this is our website. So I need to edit this content with my own content. Well, like anything I need to change. For that one, you just need to click on edit with Elementor. You can see that here. So now I'm able to edit the WordPress site, a home screen, from the front end itself, not from the back end. You can, if you see, I came across some other page builders called Beware Builder and Visual Composer, like that and all. So these plugins can be used, or this page builders can be used, but it won't be as simple as this one, like Elementor. With that page builders, you have to edit it from the back end. Like you can't see how it's going to look in your website. You have to edit build the entire page, then you have to preview the site, then you have to edit it again. So but in the Elementor you can have the you can see the entire site, and you can just drag and drop whatever the elements you need to build. So if I need to change the content, you just need to click on this one, select and type. That's it. So after changing the content, and if you need to change the images, or this one contains some video. So from the back end, they installed an image. If you need to change the image or the backend, you can edit anything. Example, I'm going to change this image. This is the gallery of the website, media gallery of the WordPress site. So these images are imported while we import the site demo content from the theme. You can also upload your own images. Like if I need to add images from my own system, just open your file explorer and drag and drop the image into your gallery. So it will upload, and click on insert media. You change the images. So you can edit the buttons, and if you need to, if someone will click on this button, if you need to redirect them to some other website, you can see the left hand side. There is an editing tab where you can add links. Here, if you need to redirect them to Google, just need to add that one. So after finishing edit, you need to update. Before updating it, it won't reflect on your site. So all the things, all the editing things that you're doing from the backend will show only for you. It won't be reflected for other users unless you click on the update. So I'm checking the website in different screen now. So you can see still the demo content is displaying, and the same image is displaying on this one, because I haven't clicked update. Now the update is done. So refreshing. So the image is changed as well the content. So this is how the you can publish or edit the pages that already exist. What if you need to create an entirely different page with from the scratch? For that one, you can hover over the edit page, or sorry, in a new tab. As I said, there are a lot of things like post, media, pages. So you don't want to new post. Post is in blog. You can see all the website contains their blog section where they usually post informative things or their information about their organization. Each business will have a blog section separately, as well the web pages. So now we need a separate page, right? So I have to hover over the new and click on the new page. I'm opening it in a different window. So this is an empty page. There is nothing in this page, so it's showing an emptily. So I have to give a title for the web page, right? So I'm titling this page as our services, and if you click on the plus icon, you can see a lot of elements like galleries, paragraphs, forms, headings. This is from an WordPress default editor. Usually, if you didn't install the Elementor plugin, you have to do from like this one, but it's not a front end, right? So you can't see how exactly it's going to look on the front end. So for that one, I'm going to edit it with Elementor. So as soon as I click the Elementor, it redirect to me the front end, where this is the body section of the web page, where this is a footer. This is common for all the pages as they have configured, but we can change this if we need. We can delete this one if we need. And the menu section will stick with all the pages. Whatever the new pages you're creating, it will by default it will stick with all the pages, unless you need to change it. You can also customize that one. So as you can see in my left hand, there are a lot of elements like inner sections, headings, images. I'm going to drag and drop the heading. So click on this one. Or services, or you can type the content from here, or you can copy paste if you have a larger content. So after giving the heading, clicking on this one to see what are the elements available. So this thing will at least contain minimum of 50 elements. I'm not going to explain all the elements because it's very simple. You can explore it by yourself. It's just a drag and drop, and you can just do see things. So I'm covering the basics. I'm installing an image. I click on that one, this gallery will open, and I can drag and drop image from my local system. Image is uploading from my local system. It's uploaded. I have installing it. So your title is ready, and the image. Also, you can control the sizes and how you need to look for those things. If you click on the element, you can see three different tabs like content, style, and advanced. In content, you have to select what the image you need to display on that one, and for in a style, you can control the size of the image, like width, height, and everything. Everything you can control from here. So advanced is left to control the margin, padding, and margin and padding. Uh, if you know the basics of the web elements, you're familiar with this concept, margin and padding. So each element of the website will contain a section. This one is called section. Inside a section, we can have multiple columns. So I'm dividing a single section into different columns, and each column can have one different elements. It's an image, and another one I'm going to drag and drop the content. So the space between the element and the column is called padding. So if I increase the padding, it will increase the space between the column and the content and the element. If I increase the margin, it will increase the gap between the element, the column and element. So I haven't assigned any images now, so you can't really see the difference between them. But that one
Over, yeah.
to see the difference, I'm going to give a background color. So as you can see, if I increase the margin space, it increases the space between the element and the content. If I increase the padding space, it will increase the space between the image and the border of the element. So after creating the page, if you need to add more content, you can use all the elements from the left hand side, like buttons, or if you need to add videos, Google Maps, forms, even forms we can add it from here. After adding that, you need to click publish. So let's take a look at the publish web page. We just added a heading, image, and content, right? So new page is created. So now we imported a site and edited the existing page. Also, we created a new page. So you may have a doubt, like now in a desktop the website is looking like this, but what if I need to change the look of the website for a mobile or a tab? So that thing is called responsive. You have to check for the responsiveness of the website. That's why I installed a theme. Even you can build an entire website without using any themes. You can build it from a scratch, but you have to code everything for like on for each screen you have to add at least 2 to 3 line of code to get the responsiveness. So I'm going to check the responsiveness of this website in an iPhone X. So if you check the website from iPhone X, this is how it looks. It automatically creates the responsiveness. I haven't added any line of code here, right? It automatically changes the responsiveness based on the screen size, because it's already pre-built with the theme functionality. And as you may already know, the website contains 3 parts. One is a header, footer, and then body part. The pages and posts, everything comes in a body part, right? We haven't touched anything in the header or footer part. So we created a new page, right? What if we need to add the page in this menu bar? For that one, you have to go to the customization section. You may have this doubt, like this bar is displaying on the front end of the website. Like, is that mean anyone can edit your website? No, that's not possible, because if you remember, I logged in using the administrator account. That's why this bar is displaying for me. I check it in an incognito browser. That black bar won't be visible for me. From this screen, I'm not logged in as an administrator, so I can't edit this site. I have to log in using in the wp-admin.php URL to get this black bar where you can get the customization elements. So from here, header builder, you have to, we're going to edit this menus, right? So you can directly click on this blue icon, or you can select the header builder and then go for a primary menu. So a single website can have multiple menu bars. Like for 4 to 5 pages, you can select a different menu bars, and after logging in from a user, if you familiar with an Udemy sites, the menu bar will change for an unregistered users and registered users. So like that, if you need to customize your menu, means you can create multiple menu bars. So here we just have one. I'm going to click on that edit one. So you can see there is 4 pages aligned in this menu, like home, all courses, about, contact. I need to add one more page. Just need to add page, and you can see the page that we created minute ago is displaying here. So we just need to click on plus. That thing will be added. So our services is added here. But what if you need to move this our services page in front or somewhere else? You just need to drag and drop. So it moved here, and make sure the all the elements are in a same line, because if you drop it little bit backside, it will consider it as a submenu. Like I pulled it a little righter side after about, so you can see the page is came under about menu. I have to change the color, so it's not displaying here, but it actually considers itself as a submenu. So to avoid that, we have to place all the elements on same line, and you have to click publish. So I guess I covered all the things in publishing a content and creating a new pages and responsiveness. If you need more customization or more things, uh, you can always search for Google, because WordPress is the biggest development community in all the development uh, world, I can say. So WordPress contains, there is lots of developers. Like it's a simple one. So there is a lots and lots of freelancers as well, agencies who's answering questions. Like if you have any doubts, you can also use Facebook groups like Elementor Builder or WordPress community. There is lots and lots of groups to answer your questions if you have stuck at any point, or if you have any doubts. You don't even need to depend on any courses, or you don't have to pay 10,000 or 20,000 for courses. You can just Google things and you can ask questions in the community itself. So yeah, pretty much I covered all the development things. So this one I covered already, like what is the difference between new page and new post. Themes and plugins, this one also I covered. Like plugin is an additional functionality you can uh, install it in your WordPress, like without any line of code. It's like an app, you can install it inside your WordPress. And a theme is another layer to give the designs and to give the responsiveness of your website. It determines your website look. Optimizing and maintaining WordPress site. As I said, this website is running above the WordPress software, so it may take more time than an usually custom build website. Like if you're building a site from scratch using an HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, it won't take much time like a WordPress sites do, unless you follow the best practices. Like always keep update. So you have to update the WordPress site whenever it's possible. Like whenever the new update is released. Like currently it's running on a 5.7.1, and I guess in the next month they're going to release 5.7.2. So the reason for this update is for like an security purpose, or extra features, or uh, they may have extra designs, or whatever the things uh, they have came new. So you have to always keep an eye for update. If there is an available update, means you have to do that to avoid the security issues. Because you can see nowadays lots of websites got hacked, and you can see a lot of security issues. So for a business website or an e-commerce website handling lots of payment gateways, you have to aware of the security issues also. So always keep your theme, plugin, and WordPress software updated. Implement caching and reduction of the numbers. Number of requests site handles. So number of requests means it's just an number of things that your site depending on, like third-party plugins or third-party themes. So try to avoid using as many as plugins as possible. You can see in this website I just used Elementor, and like for form I used one more plugin. So try to avoid using lots of third-party elements. There is lot of plugins available in the market, like it may give new look or give a graphic design or video while videos for the loading screen. So don't just you can try that, but don't install a lot of plugins in your website. It will slow down your websites. Use image optimization. So as you can see, images can be on any sizes, like starting from kbs to 200 kbs to maximum of 30 to 40 MB. So don't go for a larger size, even though it is from a server. Even though the website is hosted from the server, the user may have a weak internet connection, or their system specification may be low. So it will take time for them to load larger files. Like if you're uploading 20 to 30 MB images, even the site will get hang for a few hours. So try to use as small as possible, like not in an image size, but the memory size. Like ideal size is under 200 GB. Use a CDN to deliver your site's largest files. CDN is a content delivery network. Like it's an service provided by all the hosting companies. Like CDN is like saving your website copy in different servers. Like GoDaddy's data center is one. If you GoDaddy's data center is in India, means all the users from Asia can access it faster. But if someone is accessing from an Australia or in an US, UK, it may get more time. So if you're using a CDN, it will keep on copy of your website in each data center is possible. Like INOS having different data centers in different continents and different countries. So it will copy the entire site and keep it in different servers. So the nearest server will deliver the content to the users. By that way, it can be more faster than any other sites. Only use high quality themes and plugins. This one I already covered, so don't go for a cheap plugins or cheap themes. It can contain malwares or functionality issues and the security issues. Delete unused themes and plugins. If you're not using a plugin or not using the theme, if you're changing the theme or reducing, if you don't have any purpose for that particular plugin in your website, means you can delete it. You don't have to leave it as it is. It's like it's like occupying a space. So that one also make your website slow. So that's it, guys. I guess I covered as much as I can possible in 1 hour. I crossed the time. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, guys.
That's it, huh?
Yes, ma'am, I finished. That's it from my side.
Okay. Thank you, Sudhar. He is our alumni student, 2015 to 19 batch student. I hope little bit knowledge you have to learn it. Now, what of thanks, Yarpa?
Sorry.
Yes. Start now.
On behalf of CSE and IT department, we thank our resource person, Mr. R. Sudhakaran sir, enlightening us with his knowledge. It was very interesting and really informative to upgrade ourselves, sir. And I'm pretty sure that precious knowledge was delivered by you and will definitely help us to upgrade our knowledge. Once again, I extend my sincere thanks to August for accepting our invitation in his busy schedule to share his knowledge with us. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to express my gratitude to our college and our principal, Dr. Sujata Jamuna Anand ma'am, and Administrative Reverend Sister Arul Selvi, and our correspondent Reverend Sister Teresa for giving permission to organizing this webinar. And also, I extend my heartfelt thanks to our Head of Department, Dr. Bhuneswari ma'am, and also I thank all the coordinators, Mrs. Rama ma'am and Miss Geeta Rani ma'am, who really worked hard to make this event grand success. Last but not least, I thank all the participants who actively participated in this webinar. Finally, I thank one and all who made this event more successful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pa.